Salima?
Yeah, Ron.
Ah, very pleased to meet you. Awesome.
Come on in.
Thanks very much. Let's do this thing. Hi, this is Ron Ward from Chiromax Absolute, and we're proud to bring you Dr. Salima from the Chiromax here in Manotick.
Hey, Ron. How are you doing?
I'm doing real good. How are yourself?
Very well. Very
Excellent.
well.
That's well. I'm glad I'm here. I finally get to meet you. We've been talking for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And it seems that this is one of the spots to be for any of your, I guess, chiropractic needs.
Yes. Anything you need chiropractic, we're available to help you.
Excellent. Can you describe your business?
So we have been in Manotick for over 23 years.
23 years.
Yep,
Wow.
in this location. And we specialize in chiropractic, all your chiropractic needs, and orthotics.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the two things we do.
Okay, can you explain that?
Okay, so orthotics is just to stabilize your feet.
Okay.
So then your posture is perfect. So
Okay.
yeah, it goes from the feet up,
Okay.
and then chiropractic is the spine. So we
Okay.
can adjust any bones, your nose, your toes, ears,
Okay.
anything that's a joint is what we can adjust.
Is that so?
Yeah,
Okay.
we both knew we wanted to be doctors. We just weren't sure what we wanted to do.
Okay.
So it was just within our first year of Carleton, and then we just kept in touch with this admissions dean, but we never knew he was the admissions dean.
Okay.
We just knew him as Dr. Henry Keynes from Minnesota. And it turned out when we were ready to apply and we got all our degrees and stuff and we're ready to go into chiropractic college, we'd been talking to this admissions dean for 2 years.
Wow.
So we ended up going and getting our doctorates in Minnesota.
Wow. Now,
Yeah.
when you went to Carleton, what were you studying then?
Science.
Science.
We were both studying science.
You just made an about turn right,
Yep.
right
And
down
then
there.
we took our science credits and we went right into chiropractic college.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you weren't even going to go into this at all?
We had-
Field, huh?
We both knew
Other
there's-
than talking to him.
yeah, we never knew anything about chiropractic till we talked to Henry Keynes.
Is that so?
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history, as they say. Yeah, yeah.
So what drives you to do this? What
You know what?
motivates you?
I'm one of those people that you would hate to be with when I have a flu. I can't take having a flu. I can't take being sick or in pain.
Okay.
So then I can't see somebody in pain.
Fair enough.
Right?
Fair
So what
enough, yeah.
drives me is I have this motto where I say pain is not normal.
Okay, fair enough.
So if you have pain, there's something going on with you.
Sure.
And I would love to help people get out of pain.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah.
What was it like when you first started?
My dad owned a dry cleaners. Before I became a chiropractor, for about 22 years, my dad owned a dry cleaners right near the beer store in Manotick.
I know him well. I always go there.
Yes, that's it. And Ken Gordon.
Yep.
Do you remember Ken
I
Gordon?
do, yes.
Ken Gordon used to be my dad's customer and he used to go over to the
He had a
deli
traffic
next door.
accident. He had a,
And yeah, so he one day he was there and I'd just become a doctor and he came into my dad's cleaners and he said, hey, he used to call my dad Sam. He goes, Sam, I heard your kid became a doctor. And I said, yeah, it's me, Ken. He goes, Salima, you became a doctor? I said, yeah, I'm a chiropractor.
Yeah.
He said, where are you working? I said, oh, Maryville Road. He's like, what? He's like, I have an office.
Yep.
You need to come see me.
That's your dad's business. He was always just encouraging his staff. What do you do to encourage yours?
You know what, Ron?
Or do you even need it?
Well, you know what? So my best friend and I, of 40 years, run the clinic, and my husband is a front desk manager. Like he's a manager, the director of the clinic.
Okay.
So I get to come to work every day with my best friend
Okay.
and my husband.
Oh, nice.
And so I guess we just know what's going on in the clinic, and we just usually we have a weekly meeting. And we can hear what the patients are saying, awesome stuff that just keeps us going.
Okay.
I think that's motivational enough. Like when you see somebody for the first time in pain, and then like 6 days later, they're walking straight and they're smiling.
Nice.
You know, they say, I've just never felt so good. And then
Really?
you're like, that's all I need. And that's all we all need.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, that kind of lights a fire in you, you know? Like that makes your heart full and you're like, this is what I want to do.
So take me through a typical exam. We'll call it an exam.
Yeah, an exam. Okay, so like
Well,
I can give you.
I got a bad back, let's say.
Well, I can give you an example.
Okay.
A 40-year-old comes into my clinic just before Christmas, and he decided to do his entire rink You know those outdoor rinks?
Oh, I know.
With the, yeah, okay, there you go, with the boards and everything.
I know.
Well, this guy thought he could just lay the tarp and everything all in one day.
Okay.
And he walked into my clinic and he was literally bent over.
Okay.
Like he wasn't even walking. He brought in this large hockey stick that he was using as a cane. Because he's only 40, he's probably never been hurt before.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh my God, what did you do to yourself? And this is the first time I met him, and he's just like, you know, Doc, he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything, but he had been lifting this tarp just like this. And it was immense. Like he had this big backyard in Rideau Forest, I guess, and he's got this huge ice rink he's going to build for 3 of his kids. And he was in so much pain, and he couldn't even walk. So we got him adjusted, which means the treatment of straightening out whatever's not, every joint has a perfect place for itself. Okay. And so then this joint that he was using, his pelvis, to pull this tarp, this really heavy tarp by himself, he'd overdone it. So we got him adjusted, straightened him out the first day, went home, put some ice on it, came back the second and third day. Well, the 4th day he came back to me, he came in, and the second day he came to me, he wasn't using his hockey stick cane. The 3rd day he wasn't. 4th day, I see him come in, and he's all bent over again, and he's got this hockey stick. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, nothing, I'm just messing with you. I feel so good. I can't believe this is how I feel. Wow. So that's what we do.
What are your short-term goals, and what are your goals, let's say, for next year or the year after?
You know what? We've been really blessed. So we've been doing well in Manotick, and I guess our goals are just to make sure we do more of the same thing.
As a business, what's the greatest challenges?
What's the greatest challenge?
What are the challenges that you face, other than obviously marketing and getting customers and sustaining and sustainability, that kind of thing?
I think the biggest challenge facing any business right now is just keeping a track on our expenses. Okay. Right? Like this, since the pandemic, everything's gone up like 150%.
Don't we know it?
Right? So you guys know it. And so I think that would be like just to make sure that every day we're making sure that we're doing enough to keep our expenses down and keep our prices, you know, steadfast.
So in this neighborhood, what's the advantage for the business in this neighborhood versus another neighborhood, and why did you come here in the first place?
You know what? You know what the biggest thing is about this neighborhood? Okay. Our community. Okay. We have a phenomenal community that backs up all our businesses. Okay. I was the chair for the Manotick BIA for 8 years. Okay. I can't tell you how much the community, I was the chair during the pandemic.
Oh, you were, okay.
And I can't tell you, if the community did not back up our businesses would not be here. In Manotick was the only community where we actually had growth. Okay. During the pandemic, we had growth in businesses. Awesome. And that could only be sustained if you had a supportive community, right? Exactly. Best thing about Manotick, our community.
Well, I was just about to say, what do you love most about the neighborhood?
Our community. Our community is so supportive. If you run a business and you don't have community, you don't have a business.
Correct. Exactly. Like your dad.
That's it. That's all I can say, Ron. Like, we have a great community.
Yeah. What's the favorite restaurant you have in town?
Well, you know, I live in a multi-generational home now, so we usually go, and I have a 15-year-old that plays hockey and stuff, so we don't get out for dinners and stuff, but most of the time we have breakfast at Creekside, phenomenal spread, they have it, and we go there almost 5 days a week where all of us go for breakfast. Nice. And whenever we're taking lunch out, Mano City Pizza, can't beat that.
That's a good one there, yeah.
Cannot beat that, and when we're doing in-house meetings and stuff, they always deliver. Awesome. They're always good.
They're really good, those guys.
Yeah.
Well, what have you witnessed over the years that's changed in 22 years from here?
Well, Ron, so I've actually been here for 43 years.
43. Okay.
My dad opened up a dry cleaners. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so way back when. So I mean, look, the restaurant, the Vault right now used to be, a lot of people don't know that, but used to be the bank, the RBC. Yep. The real estate office used to be, you know, Tessa's tea room back in the day, right? That's right. Where the Black Dog was, it was just a small little pub, right? Was it
Pub on Main? It was called.
I think that's what it was called. And we didn't, you know, like all the businesses and stuff, like it was just like the, you know, Manotick Doors and Windows wasn't there, and that's right. We had the Legion built up. It had a massive fire. Yep. I remember. So that got rebuilt again. Correct. Like so, oh my God! And then Minto development came up,
Yeah.
we didn't have any of that.
That's
So it's
amazing.
incredible all the changes that have happened. One of the biggest highs I've ever had in my life is to become a mom.
Here.
I went to school for so long I didn't think I could, and finally I could, and so I have a beautiful 15-year-old son, goalie in hockey.
Nice goalie.
And one of the biggest highs was during the pandemic. I had an NHL goalie, an actual NHL goalie that I was allowed to adjust.
No,
That
nice.
came and saw me because
Nice.
you know he couldn't get to where he needed to be to get treated.
Okay.
So that was a fantastic
Awesome.
high for me.
Okay.
And when I was the chair for the Manotick BIA, this is when we go back to talking about the community.
Yep.
Every single organization came together.
Okay.
And in 65 years, we had never been able to get this done.
Oh yeah.
But in 65 years, we were able to build that dock.
No, that's right. Yeah.
At Mahogany.
Yeah.
That was just awesome.
What do you do other than that? Do all these other things? What do you do? Hobbies? What do you like? Interests that maybe?
I
somebody-
am a super gardener.
Oh, good.
I'm not a good gardener,
Okay.
but I'm an avid gardener. I
Okay.
love to garden. And I have to say the thing that you asked me, like what interests me, social justice.
Okay. Good.
Social justice, I cannot have anybody's human rights being trampled on.
Well, so on that, what do the customers say about you when they come? Like feedback.
You know what? We run a clinic that's, you know, I say what I do and I do what I say.
Okay, fair enough.
And so we run a clinic where there's no bait and switch. You come in with pain, I'm going to try to help you. And if I can't, the best thing people like about our clinic is we give you a free consultation.
Sure.
Come in. If we can't help you,
Yeah.
we will send you somewhere where to get rid of that pain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And that's
so,
what we do.
Yeah. What is one of your biggest memories, most cherished memories as a child?
I have to say, we came in from East Africa when I was 4 years old,
Okay.
and back then, like, you know, the women's rights and stuff.
Okay.
And my mom was this, you know, I come from a Muslim background, patriarchal society, you know,
Okay.
all the families. But my mom got a job with the Human and Women's Rights for the
Okay.
Canadian Labour Congress.
Okay.
So my mom was fiercely independent
Okay.
and fiercely a feminist.
Okay.
And my biggest childhood memories used to be if it was in the winter, we'd be skating down the canal and we'd bump into like the Prime Minister,
Yep.
Trudeau, like with the
Yep.
kids in tow and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Or roller derby.
Sure.
We used to go roller skating all
Okay.
the time. Or then if that wasn't there, my mom would take us. We were taken, I think sometimes kidnapped, to every picket line.
Okay.
Anybody was picketing. My mom would be there, and the three of us. I have a sister, an older sister, a younger brother, and we'd be with picket signs.
Ties into
Because she was
social
with, yes, and she was with the Human and Women's Rights. The Canadian Labour Congress was the labor for all labours,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Any unions
course,
was
yeah.
a union of all unions.
Okay.
So my mom was on right in there, and so anytime she heard there was something going on, we would actually go to every single. We would picket for every detail, everything.
If a young person asks you for advice and they're going forward, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to close their eyes. I would say,
Nice.
close your eyes and dream about what you want to do. And then open your eyes.
That's so.
Because guess what? You can do that.
Okay, good.
There is no barriers to anything.
All
Not
belief.
financial, not educational. There's no barriers to anything. What your mind says you can do is what you're going to do.
Love
So
the
if you
attitude.
think you can do it, you can do
Your
it.
life is over. How would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as a great mom.
Yeah.
And a great chiropractor, honest business person, and somebody who fought for everybody.
I can tell you have integrity. I'm going to ask you one last question. You might not like it, but what's the most quirkiest and weird thing about you, if you have one at all? Maybe there isn't.
Ron, the weirdest thing about me, and it drives my family insane, I don't carry a purse.
Okay.
I don't carry a wallet. I don't carry a credit card. I don't have my keys on me. I don't carry anything on me. I think once I got married, I don't know. I don't even now. Like I don't have a purse. But every birthday, every Christmas present, every Valentine's Day gift, every single gift of mine from my friends and my family are always purses.
Wow.
I have thousands of hundreds of purses.
But he just don't carry it.
But I just, the quirkiest, weirdest thing about me is I just don't carry a purse. I don't even know why.
How can people get a hold of you? How do they
You know what?
how do they come and reach you?
Well, look at the way the social media has just exploded. So in a business, you can call us, you can email us, you can, you know, like how you got in touch with me, you could personally message us.
Okay.
You know,
What is your website?
website is chiromax.ca.
Okay.
Really simple, really easy, and we made sure that every page you go on, as soon as you go on it, you find our number, you get our email, you can contact us right away. You don't have to scroll down to look for it, it's just there.
What's the phone number they can best reach you at?
613
Yes.
692
Okay.
6262.
692.
Yeah, too.
Well, this has been great, Dr. Salima. I'm Ron Ward from Remax Absolute, and this is, again, Dr. Salima of Chiromax.ca.
Yeah.
Come and see her. She's great.
Well,
Thanks
thank
very
you
much.
so much, Ron. It's been
Absolutely.
a long time meeting you.
It
You know what I mean?
It has
So I'm
been.
glad.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad we got this opportunity. And I wanted to thank you for doing what you're doing for the community.
Thank
You
you.
know, getting all the businesses out and letting everybody know everybody's around. Maybe they don't have to go in town to get their services. They could just come here
Get
and
it
do
right
that.
here.
So thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
We
for
really
great-
appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have
All
a great weekend. We'll
Oh,
talk
you
to
too.
you soon.
All
You
right,
betcha.
take care.